rules the world? Again, there are two or three levels to this. On one level you do, on another level they do, whoever they is, and on another level others do. Gods who control worlds or imagine worlds into existence. Okay. This is a multi-leveled playing field or cosmic game. It's populated by this, I'm talking this world as we know it. Most of it is populated by sleeping creators, as I call them. You know, sleeping creators. They're wandering through and they're creating and they're not realizing they're just wandering through creating. And then, of course, there are those in deep awareness outside of our concept of Earth. So you're dealing with these extremes here. This is a multi-layered playing field, as I say, or cosmic game. So you have those that are really asleep, and then you have those to the other extreme who are in pretty deep awareness of what the possibilities are, what their capabilities are. There is some sort of influence on this reality by various levels of what we would term outside forces. This is evident in our ancient structures and, you know, relics found, much of which is undisclosed to the public. So I think there's so much, obviously, that is found that's completely undisclosed to the public. Okay, so let's stop here for a second and recognize where the potential leadership of many of these secret societies are coming from. Every religious organization and its members seek to make contact with one that rules and guides, completely separate from themselves, an all-powerful force, P-O-W-E-R-F-U-L-L, force, a force that is filled with power, at least in our minds, more power than we appear to have. So everybody is wired with a realization that there is some other powerful force outside of us, something else or some other being that we need to pay homage to, that we are supposed to surrender to. That is the wiring. Now, we asked overriding the, how to override the hypnotic spell of the matrix. Well, everything that I'm talking about is the huge backdrop of this kind of hypnosis and wiring as we go further and further into it. Okay, so here in the game, however, is it about spending time focused on aliens and reptilians and the takeover of the planet? No. That's why you don't hear me talk about it, because I recognize that that's not the focus. You could focus on it all day long about reptilians and aliens and, the takeover of the planet, and it doesn't solve anything. You know all that it does? It just keeps you in the spin, which is what is needed to keep you all distracted and away from seeing what really, really is at the other end of this game. So I won't spend time talking about that, although I am going to mention some things around these so-termed outside, what appears to be outside forces, but I'm pursuing that from a little bit of a different angle. Again, I'm all about taking the lid off of everything. Okay, so however, we must recognize the extent of the programming of limitations and the endless route from which it streams. So when I just said what I said about the aliens and reptilians and the takeover, okay, so basically all I'm saying now is we've got to still recognize the extent of the programming of limitations and the endless route from which it streams. Okay, so it's just this endless streaming of where